In part one, we explored an ambitious Brooklyn, an independent city forging its identity on the brink of the Civil War. Now, in part two, we cross the East River and step into the fiery heart, Manhattan. This is where unimaginable wealth existed side by side with abject poverty, where social tensions were about to explode into one of the bloodiest riots in American history. This was the financial, political, and chaotic epicenter of the Union. If you are ready to continue, please share this video and subscribe to Old Photo History to join us for more fascinating journeys. Now, let's begin. This is Wall Street in 1860, looking towards Trinity Church. At this time, Trinity Church, completed in 1846, was the tallest structure in New York, dominating the Manhattan skyline. This photo shows a powerful contrast. The church's spire looking down upon the street that was fast becoming the global center of finance. Just months after this photo was taken, Lincoln's election and the secession crisis would trigger a severe financial panic right on this street. We are on Broadway in 1860, looking north from the site of the new post office. This was the city's primary commercial and entertainment thoroughfare. The scene shows a characteristic New York chaos. Private carriages, horse-drawn omnibuses, and pedestrians all competing for space. The buildings display a dense array of commercial signs, notably standard, indicating economic vitality. Broadway was more than a street. It was the artery displaying the city's wealth, fashion, and relentless pace. This is the Union League Club building on Madison Avenue in 1869. Founded in 1863 in the midst of the Civil War, this was not just a social club, it was a political powerhouse. Its founding members were wealthy New Yorkers fiercely dedicated to supporting Abraham Lincoln and the Union War effort. By 1869, this opulent Second Empire-style building stood as a clear symbol of the power and wealth of the victorious North during the Reconstruction era. We are at 5th Avenue and 38th Street in 1860. This photograph captures the beginning of a legend. These are luxurious brownstone mansions, the ultimate status symbol for New York's elite. However, notice the pile of paving stones in the foreground. This indicates that Midtown was still an active construction zone. This was the new frontier of wealth, where affluent families were migrating northward to build their empires, just as the nation was plunging into civil war. Returning to Broadway, this is the City Hall Post Office and Courthouse, a massive federal project. Although this photo shows it near completion, construction on this behemoth began in 1869. This building was a statement of federal government power, right in the nation's financial heart. Its location, consuming the tip of City Hall Park, symbolized a new era, the Reconstruction era, where federal authority was being powerfully asserted. We are on Broadway in 1860. The scene depicts a momentous event. The street is crowded and heavily decorated with United States flags alternating with Japanese flags, featuring the red disc symbol. This is visual evidence of the historic parade held in June 1860 to welcome the first ever Japanese embassy to the United States, an event that drew hundreds of thousands of spectators. Standing at Fulton Street in 1860, we look north towards City Hall Park and Broadway. This park was the city's civic heart, with the impressive City Hall visible in the distance. The photo clearly shows the diversity of street traffic. Horse-drawn omnibuses, the main public routes, are lined up alongside delivery carts and private carriages. This was a critical intersection where politics, commerce, and public transport converged. We are looking north on Broadway in 1860, but from a unique elevated perspective, a footbridge. This was one of the earliest urban engineering solutions attempting to solve Manhattan's chaotic traffic problem. From this safe vantage point, we can observe the severe congestion below, a tangled mass of omnibuses, private carriages, and delivery wagons. This bridge represented an early effort to separate pedestrians from the dangers of the street. This is Broadway at Broome Street in 1860. This area was the heart of the city's cast iron district, where advanced architecture allowed for large facades and display windows. The signage is diverse, from Jung ties to photographic stereoscopes. This was Manhattan's wholesale and retail commercial hub, where goods and new ideas like commercial photography were exchanged. We are standing atop the Croton Reservoir at 42nd Street, looking north up Fifth Avenue in 1860. This was effectively the northern frontier of the developed city. The large castle-like building on the right is the Rutgers Female Institute. In 1860, this area was still sparse, dominated by mansions and churches, far removed from the commercial bustle of downtown Manhattan. Standing at the corner of Chambers Street in 1860, we are looking south down Broadway. This location was strategic. It sat directly adjacent to City Hall Park, the city's civic center. The view shows a bustling commercial canyon, with the spires of St. Paul's Chapel and Trinity Church, further distant, dominating the skyline. This was where political and commercial power converged. This is the National Academy of Design, located at the corner of 4th Avenue and 23rd Street. Although the caption notes 1860, this iconic building was completed in 1865. Its architecture is significant. It was a prominent example of Venetian Gothic revival, inspired by the Doge's Palace in Venice. The construction of such a major cultural center during the Civil War era demonstrated New York's immense cultural ambitions. This is the United States Custom House on Wall Street, photographed in 1865. This is a pivotal year marking the end of the Civil War. This building was not just an office, it was the financial engine of the Union. At that time, tariffs on imported goods collected right here were the largest single source of revenue for the entire federal government. The money flowing through this building directly funded the North's victory. This is the Brooklyn Bridge, seen from the East River. This photograph captures one of the 19th century's greatest engineering marvels, with its majestic granite Gothic towers. Below, the East River bustles with sailing ships and boats, showing its critical role as a commercial artery. This bridge was the ultimate symbol of New York's ambition, a structure that would forever unite the cities of Manhattan and Brooklyn. This is the Bowery, one of the city's oldest and widest thoroughfares. Unlike the high fashion of Broadway, the Bowery in the 1860s was the center of working class and popular entertainment, famous for its theaters and beer halls. This photo captures a transportation revolution. Below are the traditional horse-drawn streetcars, and above is the elevated railway system, the L, a new engineering solution to move masses of people through the congested city. This is Broadway in 1860, at a busy commercial intersection such as the area around Chambers or Broome Street. This view shows Broadway as a true commercial canyon. The buildings are dense with signage, including Carter and a photographic studio. The heavy traffic, dominated by omnibuses and delivery wagons, illustrates Broadway's role as Manhattan's central economic artery. This is Wall Street in 1865, pictured in the area below William Street. As the Civil War had just ended, these architecturally complex buildings housed powerful banks and insurance firms. This was the financial brain that funded the Union victory and was now beginning to fund the Reconstruction era. The telegraph pole in the foreground was the core technology enabling instantaneous transactions. We are on the balcony of the Metropolitan Hotel, looking south down Broadway in 1860. This was the heart of the city's luxury hotel and retail district. The scene captures the daily chaos of carriage traffic. In the distance, as the caption notes, is the St. Nicholas Church, a landmark in Manhattan's busiest commercial canyon, right on the eve of the Civil War. This is the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, on Broad Street in 1864. In the midst of the Civil War's climax, this building was the financial nerve center of the Union. This is where massive war bonds were traded to finance the army. Speculation on gold and railroad stocks, crucial for logistics, happened daily right here, determining the economic fate of the war. From Wall Street, which financed the Union's victory, to Broadway, a chaotic river of horse-drawn omnibuses and commerce. This part 2 has shown us the heart of Manhattan in the 1860s, a city of financial power, cultural ambition, and its first urban experiments. From the stock exchange that funded the war to the avenues stretching northward. What legacy from the 1860s do you think shapes New York most clearly today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Old Photo History channel so you don't miss our next fascinating videos. Goodbye, and see you again.